Good evening to everyone. Today's date is July the 15th, 2019. It is 6:15 p.m. At this time, I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Perry Carnegie Library Board. Dixie, if you call roll, please.
Colnar.
Here.
Vaughn.
Here.
Dilbeck.
Here.
Ahern.
Here.
Marshall.
Here.
White.
Here.
Morrell.
Here.
White.
Here.
Stroller.
Here.
I declare a really full quorum tonight. That's awesome. Tonight's invocation is going to be provided by Gloria Brown. Gloria, thank you so much for doing that.
Father, we just come before you tonight with thanksgiving in our hearts, thanking you for your love, your grace, your mercy. Thanking you, Lord, for Perry and the people that have chosen to serve you in the capacity of city council. We thank you, Lord, tonight that as we move forward, that decisions will be made that would better our community. But we look around and see the things that are happening in our community tonight. We're so thankful to see that we're progressing and going forward. And we just thank you for all the provision that you've given us to make this happen. Now we just ask that you just guide and direct with your wisdom. We ask it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Gloria. The first item on our agenda is the consent agenda. There are 4 items, items A through D. You can approve those as a group of 4, or if you need to remove some and talk about them, you can do that. I just need a motion.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Colnar.
Yes.
Vaughn.
Yes.
Dilbeck.
Yes.
Ahern.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Morrell.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Stroller.
Yes.
We will skip down to item number 4. Are there any comments from those assembled in regard to the Perry Carnegie Library Board? Seeing none, we'll move to item 5, the presentation of the oral quarterly report on library usage and statistics on the Perry Carnegie Library by Pam Rigg, head librarian. Hi, Pam.
Hi. So summer reading is a huge hit. Savannah Riley is doing a great job as children's librarian. There are so many details in planning and execution. We plan the program, advertise, buy supplies, set up, and have the program clean up and evaluate. This year we have had an awesome problem, crowd control. As far as problems go, this is the best kind of problem to have. We have handed out numbers to a few programs and only let a manageable number work on the craft or experiment at one time. We also started the slime program early to alleviate congestion. We have asked the person representing Extreme Animals Petting Zoo to present in 2 half-hour sessions instead of 1 hour-long session. Next year, we will offer multiple sessions of what we think will be the favorite programs. Reading logs can be turned in for prizes until July 30th. But isn't that an awesome problem? We are so happy. The new mobile shelving downstairs is awesome. The shelving on the exterior walls was replaced with shelving on wheels. Walls can be painted. We can get new carpeting or rearrange the children's department with very little work. And we don't have to ask men for help. We don't know how libraries will work in the future, but we know that having the flexibility to move things around is a good thing. The shelving was purchased with state aid. We plan on using additional state aid money to replace the interior shelving as well next year. I'm working on the annual report from the Oklahoma Department of Libraries. The report is online and I'm running all sorts of reports to be complete by the deadline. Statistics are the easy part. Money is the hard part. It's easy for you.
We're broke.
Just say no.
Just say no.
6 employees were sent to a total of 9 training sessions. Bobby Taylor completed her library certification. We received a total of $7,719 in state aid. In January, we received an anonymous donation of $14,000. We used $1,000 this year and we're holding over the rest. The Progress Club paid for new flooring in my office, a new firewall, and fancy lamps. So we have 12,152 books for adults and teens, 7,030 books for kids, 655 audiobooks, and 2,010 movies. We added 1,545 books to our physical collection. Our consortium for Overdrive has 46,402 books. So I included some statistics this time. Usually I don't.
Are there any
Thank
questions for Pam or anything?
That's great.
The library's awesome.
Thank you, Pam.
I love Overdrive.
We'll move on to item number 6. Consider approval of an amendment to library policy manual concerning animals in the library. Bryce and I just spoke before the meeting, and he would like to table this until the next meeting to get some more clarity, some more wording to add to before we make this into a policy change. So if I could just have a motion to table this to the next meeting.
Motion to table till next meeting.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Kolar.
Yes.
Vaughn.
Yes.
Dilbeck.
Yes.
Akron.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Wines. Yes. Stroller.
Yes.
We'll move on to item number 7 is new business. Is there any new business that needs to be brought before the board? Seeing none, item 8 is a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Kolar.
Yes.
Vaughn.
Yes.
Dilbeck. Yes. Akron.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Wines.
Yes.
Stroller.
Yes. Thank you, Brian. I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Perry Municipal Authority, July 15th at 6:21. Roll call, please.
Kolar.
Here.
Vaughn.
Here.
Dilbeck.
Here.
Akron.
Yes.
Marshall.
Here.
White.
Here.
Moore.
Here.
Wines.
Here.
Stroller.
Here, thank you. I do declare a quorum for the meeting. Item number 1 is the consent agenda. Pretty simple, one item.
Motion to approve. Second.
Roll call, please.
Kolar.
Yes.
Vaughn.
Yes.
Dilbeck.
Yes.
Akron.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Wines.
Yes.
Stroller.
Yes. Item number 4, comments from those assembled pertaining to the items on the PMA agenda. Seeing none. Item 5, proclamations, accommodations, and reports inquired by the governing body. Anybody got anything they want to talk about? Oh, cool. Item 6, any new business? Seeing none. Item 7.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Kolar.
Yes.
Vaughn.
Yes.
Dilbeck.
Yes.
Akron.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Wines.
Yes.
Stroller.
Yes. Call to order the regular meeting of the City Council of the City of Perry, July 15th at 6:23. Roll call, please.
Kolar.
Here.
Vaughn.
Here.
Dilbeck.
Here.
Akron.
Here.
Marshall.
Here.
White.
Here.
Moore.
Here.
Wines.
Here.
Stroller.
Here. Item number 1, the consent agenda, which isn't quite as simple as before, but you either approve all the items or talk about something you want to.
Motion to approve all items.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Kolar.
Yes.
Vaughn.
Yes.
Dilbeck.
Yes.
Akron.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Wines.
Yes.
Stroller.
Yes. Item number 4, comments from those assembled pertaining to the items on the city agenda. Not many assembled. Item number 5, proclamation, accommodations, reports, and inquiries by the governing body. I guess you want to.
No, I just wanted to say to the community, thank you for coming out and supporting the police fire game. Saturday night, the baseball field was packed, and the police came out on top again for 2 years now, huh, Chief? So we had a big cookout, and it was just I just wanted to lay that out to the public that we really appreciate it. Curtis got drafted to be the announcer for the game that night, so we appreciated him doing that. And so anyway, I just wanted to tell the community and everything, thank you for their support. We had a great time. All right.
You got anything you want to report, Chief? Kind of quiet over here. All right. Anything else? None? Item 6, the city manager report and monthly project update.
Thank you, sir. I want to congratulate Russell Brand for his promotion to fire chief. He's
Right away lost the game, so.
First time to show and you lose the game. But I've been telling him, during the day, he wears a blue shirt, a t-shirt, and it says assistant chief. And I said, I'm not buying you another shirt. We're just going to take duct tape and put it right over the assistant part. But I appreciate the changes that he's made. You know, new leadership usually comes with change. And he's done some really great things about momentum, motivation, training, putting the guys out there to expose to networking, and I think that's helpful in regular day operations, and also as we go forward to show them that we have a first-class fire and EMT department. So thank you, Russell. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Currently, we have 4 major projects that are infrastructure related. We have phase 3 and 4, sanitary sewer. Phase 3 is work from 15th to 9th Street. The contractor ran into a little issue with on 9th Street the other day, but that's been overcome. Apparently there's a little too much sand underneath the roadway, so they have overcome that. Phase 4 is where the removal of small pumps at the at the sewer plant. We, along with the contractor, don't seem to be quite on the same page, so tomorrow we're gonna have a pre-construction meeting. Their prep going into this pre-construction meeting has been less than stellar, so we're gonna have a heart-to-heart meeting tomorrow and get them on our path. The Grove Street project will be laying asphalt Wednesday. A couple of weeks ago, AT&T, we discovered an AT&T line was rather too shallow, so they were notified right away, decided they would put it on their schedule and should be in 3 or 4 more weeks. Apparently from the time we notified them to the time they could do it was like 6 weeks or so. So another couple of weeks and they should be out there to lower that line. So the Grove Street project on the east end anyway we'll hit the pause button on that for a few weeks. ODOT sidewalk project, it's moved to the north side of Fur now. They're demoing the current sidewalk. I think when this is done, we'll really be pleased with the whole project from 8th out to Brahms, actually. Did want to mention this Saturday, July 20th, we'll be closing Delaware from 5th Street to 6th Street for a Seth Wadley meet and greet event featuring some tricked out vehicles, displayed by Daddy Dave Comstock.
Daddy Dave.
Daddy Dave, in person from Street Outlaws. We're excited about this event. It ought to be really a great event. Food trucks will be there. We'll be closing Delaware from 11 in the morning till about 3:30. As soon as it's all done and everybody's gone, we'll open it again. Closing it just to make certain that everybody's safe. We've done that before and it seemed to work good. So I like to go ahead and close it, just a 1 block section there. We'll be good. Any questions or anything? City manager message or anything like that? Right. Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Larry. Item number 7, Chief Financial Officer's report. Sir?
Thank you, Mayor.
Nothing here.
You have at your desk, due to the 4th of July holiday and late everythings that we got on our end. Sorry you guys didn't get these before tonight, but you do have them, should have them at your desk, put with the packet of the other information there. Just a couple things. This is the end of the year. This wrap-up piece is just kind of our closeout. You know, we did budget amendments last time. I'm going to tell you that everything's going to fall within our budget amendments when it's all said and done, so we're not going to have to worry about anything there. A couple of big pieces that I want to talk about. You know, I mentioned last time the June collections on sales tax were pretty much flat compared to the year before. So if we compare June to prior June, we were going to be flat on those numbers. For the year, we were down about 1.2% in sales tax. I do not have as good of information or as good of news to tell you about this July's deposit. July's deposit was only $123,000. The second lowest that we've had in trailing 24 months, and it's down over 12% over what we had in July the prior year. So, guys, I mean, there's 101 things that we can attribute these to. It's cyclic. We do see that in our sales tax, but I prefer to start out the year up in the first month instead of down. And so we're going to start out down. We're going to have to work our way kind of out of the hole. If you'll remember, we did budget 90%, on our budget, so we're still 2% below what we even budgeted. I'll tell you that again next month when we talk about it. But when these numbers are out, I like to go ahead and give you the most current information, not just talk about what's prior and what's out there. So we will continue to watch sales tax. It is a little bit disheartening. I will tell you, across all of our municipalities, the majority of them, we saw this same trend, was down, not everybody down double digits, but 5 to 6% down on collections was very consistent across most of our municipalities. We had a handful that had increases, but the majority that we work with had decreases for the month of July. So that's something there. Jumping back to June numbers, our hotel motel tax was up, $18,000. Again, that puts us back in the black. If you remember, based on our debt service numbers, we want that number at about 18,000. So that's good for us. We like to see hotel motel back up as often as we can, and that's it's a little bit tricky whenever we tell you this, because hotel motel being back up for the month of June means that our sales tax should have been up for July, and it wasn't. So it wasn't for a lack of travelers or a lack of people coming from the outside during this period. It was more going to be driven based on dollars spent in-house and our people spending money and shopping local. It's kind of the trend that you see, because our hotel motel tax we get the next month. Our sales tax is 2 months behind. So I kind of, when we look at what deposits are coming in on hotel motel tax during the month, I kind of say, oh, we're going to have a good sales tax at the end of the month, and we're seeing these. And so I was really a little bit shocked whenever sales tax came in down. Overall expenses, guys, everything, like I said, with budget amendments and everything we did last time, we're going to fall within budget on everything, and I don't see really anything big to go forward on. We will go ahead, and we were talking about it today. Our FY18 audit for the city activity is completed. We are still waiting on the hospital audit to finish up. And with the shutdown and with everything that happened last fiscal year related to the hospital, Ida Bailey's having some time getting all the closeouts documents done and everything like that. So we're still waiting on the FY18 audit for that. We have done some preliminary talks in getting ready for our FY19 audit, and again, just like last year, I mean, we should be finished. We should have our numbers back. We'll provide the numbers to the auditors. The auditors should give us the clean opinion on our set of numbers. Mind you, we have to blend the hospital into those to get the final report, but we should have that early part of November this year. So again, we'll be on track with our audit. We don't see anything big coming up on that side, but we're still waiting on Ida Bailey to finish up the hospital side of it. So, do you guys have any questions?
Thank you, Russ. Item number 8, consider approval of agreement for administration of sales and use tax ordinance for the city of Perry. Bryce, is this your cap?
Yes, because our rate went up, we need to have an amended sales tax and use tax collection agreement. As you know, the Oklahoma Tax Commission collects those taxes for us and remits them to us about, 45 days?
Well, yeah, within 45 days of the close of the month.
At the close
the
of the
second
month.
month following.
And so we got them, and so this agreement reflects the change in the municipal sales tax rate, and it is their standard agreement. We have an agreement on file right now, so this is just the next one. There's really no changes.
Motion to approve the agreement.
Second.
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call please.
Caldern.
Yes.
Bond.
Yes.
Dilbeck.
Yes.
Ahern.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Morrow.
Yes.
Wines.
Yes.
Stroller.
Yes, thank you. Item number 9, consider approval of professional service agreement with Accounting Group Engineering LLC for engineering design and bidding, and construction administration and inspection services for the Camp Tendaco Trail project. Larry, you wanna talk about that? We do have a representative here tonight from Accounting Group.
Gordon, why don't you step up and make a few words? No mind, sir.
Good evening, I'm Gordon Johnson. I represent County Group. We are here to take over the engineering portion of the trail to get the grades set for the requirements for handicap access. And our preliminary look at the trail, it looks like the whole thing can be constructed in an access, a method to be handicap accessed throughout the trail system. So we need to get in and do those grades and do the earthwork calcs, get that thing under construction. As y'all know, we just finished up the tree removal project and what we call in the business clearing and grubbing, which cleans the trail out and prepares it for the earthwork. Thank you for your confidence in County Group.
Didn't we get a grant to pay for this? It's paid for by a grant, so it's not.
It comes
everybody.
from the Department of Tourism, and Oklahoma Historical Society is paying for this project.
And our city attorney did negotiate with Cowan Group, knocked it down a little bit as far as the process is concerned. I appreciate that. Thank you, Bryce.
Yeah, that's my bonus, Brad.
You don't get one. Surprise.
I think the other issue is we did actually go out and show this to a few other design companies, and we're told that, I mean, I showed them what we had and what the price was. It's now 10% less than that. But they said they couldn't match it, so. And you're not supposed to really bid these according to price, but, you know, price is something, so we'll have more money for the grant, and Cowan gave us, according to everyone I talked to, a very good proposal, so.
Any questions for Gordon?
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the professional agreement with Cowan Group for the engineering on Camp Tendaco project.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call please.
Caldern.
Yes.
Bond.
Yes.
Dilbeck.
Yes.
Ahern.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Morrow.
Yes.
Wines.
Yes.
Stroller.
Yes.
Thank you, Gordon.
Item number 10, consider approval of payment of the $4,402.25 to MKEC Engineering and Survey Service rendered through July 15, 2019, including 2018, 2019 street improvement, Park and Park Drive, 8th Street design, Park Street easement development, project pay apps review, and correspondence, cost estimates, DOT permits, and renewal and construction startup. Surely we're about to get done with this Park Street and Park Drive, 8th Street. I just think every month we have this bill, and it's the same thing. So,
We're getting closer.
we're getting closer, so this is just for the little bit of work they've done here and there.
Excuse me, motion to approve the invoices?
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Caldern.
Yes.
Bond.
Yes.
Dilbeck.
Yes.
Ahern.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Morrow.
Yes.
Wines.
Yes.
Stroller.
Yes, thank you. Item 11, consider approval of ordinance number 2019-15 of the City Council of the City of Perry, Oklahoma, amending Chapter 7, Article 1, Division 1 of the Perry Municipal Code 2018 supplement by the addition of a new section 7-108 entitled Financial Procedures for Administering Federal Grants, providing for city management procedures, reimbursement of payment procedures, and advanced method payment procedures, providing for repealer savings clause, codification, severability, declaring an emergency. Mr. Bryce.
This
Oh,
is,
let me
That's
grab
yours.
this.
All right.
New federal, not new federal, well, a newer federal reg, and something that all the auditors are gonna be looking for this year under the single audit acts is this financial procedures for administration policy. Just making sure, it's a very simple policy, it pretty much says we're only gonna request drawdowns whenever we have valid expenses. And if we get an advanced grant, which most of the time we don't, most of the time ours are reimbursement grants. If we get an advanced grant, we're gonna put it in interest-bearing accounts. And this just gives the procedures that we have. We do have a similar procedure overall in our purchasing policy. This will just be something that we can pull out and hand to the auditors and say, here it is, check your box that we've now met this compliance requirement of the supplement. So all this is just some housekeeping work, so that it'll make it easier on us dealing with the auditors and the auditors having validation of what we're doing. It's a policy we're already working under, guys. There's no change operationally to us. It's only for you all acknowledging that this is what you expect us to do related to monies.
motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Colmeyer.
Yes.
Bond.
Yes.
Dilbeck.
Yes.
Ahern.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Morrow.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Stroller.
Yes. Motion on, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Motion on emergency.
Thank you, Gary.
Second.
I'm excited we can make that motion tonight. Roll call, please.
Colmeyer.
Yes.
Bond.
Yes.
Dilbeck.
Yes.
Yes.
Ahern. Marshall.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Morrow.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Stroller.
Yes, thank you. Item number 12, consider approval of the FY 2019-2020 collective bargaining agreement with the Perry Professional Firefighters Local 4242. Sounds like we got an agreement.
Yes, we have an agreement, and the agenda really points out the issues. The only thing that you hadn't been, that we hadn't discussed is the monthly adder for the fire inspector. Matt Biswell had been doing that for a number of years now. And there's always issues when everyone does kind of the same job, and then he gets to go off and do something else while they have to do this same job. But we need him to do that job. I mean, it's very necessary that we do that, to pay somebody else to get those certifications to do that work that he does, goes around and does fire inspections at various businesses, and when those are required, would cost us a considerable amount of money and time. And so it actually became an issue of the union that, if we were going to make him do that we needed to have both a job description, and from Matt's standpoint, he wanted, an adder like a lot of the, other adders. So this is it's a substantial adder, but Matt is he's a contractor. He's a, really good contractor. He's got lots of certifications. We're actually lucky to have him, at the city and not having to go out and to hire those services, because they would they wouldn't be as timely, and they would cost significantly more money. He also knows, most of the people in this community, having been here for a long time, having worked with them. So that's the only other thing that we didn't talk about that we added. There's a little piece there on the fire inspector. We provided for that adder, we provided for a job description. And I guess the job description was not included, did we?
No, that's.
But we handed it out. We're sorry for that being late. It was really a miscue. But, it's, those are the duties. So we've been able to deliver, both both contracts, both union contracts with due approvals this year. This one is a little late, but it will, the effective date, if you approve it, will actually be July 1st.
And we certainly appreciate the leadership and the membership of both unions for being very supportive of what we're trying to do, understanding, and very appreciative of their attitude. They come in and they have a very good attitude. They understand that we're sort of all family, all in the same boat. So it's a pleasure to work with these two unions. I've been in situations where it has not been in other municipalities, and so it's a fresh, nice breath here. So I appreciate that.
Is the new acceptance of a new job, does that affect the distance criteria?
No, this is actually just an adder position. Although he will be considered fire inspector, what is he, a lieutenant?
Yes.
He's a lieutenant. I mean, he's a lieutenant on the department. He'll do everything that every other lieutenant goes. It's just if there is a fire inspection, hopefully he will try to schedule it. But we're going to try to schedule it in a way that it's during the hours that he works, and hopefully, they won't get called out. There's a lot of dead time between calls, and that's what we're hoping for. So it's it's an adder to the pay to perform these services that'll normally be done during normal working hours.
Just want to make sure that didn't become an issue.
Right.
Yeah, well, he's done it for, which he's done it for years, but.
And
I think
he's done. And
they
he's
just
done it
said,
for
they
years
just said
without
it's your
pay.
job, they just kind of made it official. It's
Right.
just,
And he's done it for years without pay. Is that not correct? He's also been our code. He's been like the judge, the hearing officer. He's been the one time he's actually been the code enforcement person. We've used him for his skill in building and trade and fire, and it's very handy to have him.
Need a motion to approve.
When we do a motion, just for one agreement and the fire inspector, do you have to do two separate ones?
No, I would just approve the agreement, and that would incorporate the,
Okay.
the fire inspector position and the job.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the collective bargaining agreement with the Perry Professional Firefighters for fiscal 2019, 2020.
Second.
Any further discussion? None? Roll call, please.
Kolar.
Yes.
Bond.
Yes.
Dilbeck.
Yes.
Ahern.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Wines.
Yes.
Stroller.
Yes, thank you. Item 13, consider approval of payment for $7,005 to Monsoon Consultant Rendering through July 9, 2019 for various engineering work associated with Phase 3 and Phase 4 master sewer projects, and as specifically provided in such invoices. This is Blaine Reilly. He has been working on the Phase 3 and Phase 4. And we just didn't get him paid for that.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Kolar.
Yes.
Bond.
Yes.
Dilbeck.
Yes.
Ahern.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Wines.
Yes.
Stroller.
Yes, thank you. Item number 14, any new business that needs to come before the council tonight? Seeing none. Item 15.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Kolar.
Yes.
Bond.
Yes.
Dilbeck.
Yes.
Ahern.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Wines.
Yes.
Stroller.
Yeah.